Now let's create a more sophisticated hour-to-hour program. I'll start from scratch, create a new program. I'm going to call this 80s hourly. We'll select our time here, all weekdays and weekends. So 7 days a week. Then with that selected, I'll duplicate that time all the way up to 11 p.m. We'll color it yellow, and we'll look in the week view and we'll see 80s hourly is filled for all of the programs. It's a 60-minute segment, and we'll be going hour to hour. Let's put the artist-composer separation around 30. Let's do the album separation around 20. We can leave the same title, different artist separation alone for this genre. And because later on I'm going to be using DJ voices for the intros and outros and combo connectors, I'm going to pick that for use later. Let's go to the script. So we could build a script using all of the commands here. When you have basic, it would just be pick, fill, load, play. Or we can use a script assistant to do it quickly. And this is great for beginners to learn from and for pros to build things very quickly. We'll open the script assistant. Here we have our program length we want to build, which is 60 minutes. We're starting at the top of the hour, such as 4 o'clock, not 4:30. So we want this to build based on top of the hour. We don't want to start with an interrupt because it's hour to hour, and we don't want to end with an interrupt. For breaks per hour, we'll do 4 breaks. And for my first music playlist, I'm going to choose a smart playlist called 80s Rotation, which has the least recently played tracks in it. Actually, let's try something different because we're coming right at the top of the hour. Let's go with 80s Pop. And then after that, we'll choose maybe 80s alt. And then maybe after that, we can do maybe 80s long. And then we can fill, this will be what fills with one track to the top of the hour, with 80s Christian. Let's get a station ID playlist. Station IDs. And let's put some jingles in here. There's jingles. And this is just using basic scheduler commands. We'll hit build and we'll see what we get. And it builds a script. Pretty simple script. We've got a fill command. And then we do a station ID. And we go right into the pop music, do a jingle, the alt music, jingle, long music, jingle, and so on and so forth. So we are very close to actually 4 o'clock. So this is a great time to build this. Let's go ahead and select 4 p.m. and let's build it. And we'll turn auto on and DJ so it can start playing it as soon as they come in. Normally auto would be on already. I'll turn that down. And let's see how we did here. So we've got our ID. It's very close to 4 o'clock here. And then we've got our music. And we've got our jingle. And we got our other music. And it looks very good. Now let's go back and try an even more sophisticated script using a couple of the advanced features. So with the script assistant still open, you don't have to close it after you build something. You can take a look at what you built and keep it open. Whenever you use this, though, it does replace everything that is in the script. So beware of that. There's a little warning down here at the bottom. So this time, I want to do a time announcement. That's an advanced feature. And I want to do intros and outros. Now, with the intros and outros, if I check both of these, If I'm not using a jingles, it'll actually use the combo connectors, which are actually jingles in between the outro and the intro. In that case, I want to get rid of the sweep jingle here. And I think that's about it. Let's try building that and see what we get. So we have fill to the top of the hour, random, unique, artist separation, hour avoidance. We have the time command, and then we have the station ID, picked random and unique only. We have an intro, and then we go with music. We do a combo, which is an outro, combo connector, and intro, and then a different kind of subgenre of music, and so on and so forth. Let's just try building this for 5 p.m. Just manually build this. Now, normally these are going to build 20 minutes before the hour. Plenty of time. If your tracks are up just about 5 minutes before the next top of the hour, that's plenty of time. We're going to manually build this one just so we can see what it does. And it's taking a teeny bit longer because it had to actually build the combos, assemble those. And we'll take a look. So what it did, we can actually see in the list here where things came from. On here, it shows the program they came from. These are 80s hourly 4 p.m. This one's the first that came from the new scheduling, 80s hourly 5 p.m. So this fills with music to get us right up to about 5 o'clock, pretty close. It does a time announcement at 5 o'clock. It does the station ID, and it intros into the next cut, the next track, and takes us up into close to 6 o'clock. So there's your hour by hour. And if you just leave scheduler running the whole time, it will keep filling in with this pattern. So let's take a quick look at the playlists I've been pulling from. What I did here is I have all of my 80s music, has a genre. I don't know if it's in the list here, if I can see the genre. It is not here. Let me do Command J. Oh, I don't want to play here. Command J, which brings this up. And I want to see genre. It is checked. I'm not seeing it. Well, okay, there it is. So all of my 80s music, the genre is 80s. And what I did to subdivide it is I did groupings. I took all these tracks and just grouped them differently. Well, if we take a look at 80s, all you can see the full extent of this. And I have to show the actual grouping here. Grouping turned on. And you can see all the different groupings. I can actually sort by the groupings as well. So what I do with the smart playlist then, let's say for the 80s alt rotation, all of these are going to be from the grouping 80s alt. I'm going to right click, hit edit rules. And what I've done is I'm picking genre is 80s, grouping contains album cut. And then I'm limiting to 100 items selected by least recently played. This is based on, well, how many would there be if I didn't have this on? Let's take a look. We'll hit OK. It's 189 songs. So I'm excluding 189 most recently played songs by turning this rule on. So adjust based on the percentage of how many tracks that you have. So that's basically how it works. Going back to our script here, I do want to explain all of these script lines in a little more detail. So the first one is a fill command. Fill commands will pick as many tracks as are needed to get to the minimum time. In this case, it's top of the hour. What top of the hour means here is try to find a track that actually fits perfectly to the top of the hour. But if you can't, it's okay to go either over or under by 10 seconds or something like that for targeting. If it can't, then it will just error probably going over a little bit more. This one is simple. It's just the time announcement. It will pick from, if you're using DJ voices like I'm doing here, it's going to pick from the time announcement folder within that folder. If you go in the file menu here and you do show Radiologik DJ folder, mine's going to be complicated, more complicated than yours, but we'll do DJ voices and we'll do 80s. And in here is where I would put my time announcements. I don't have specific time announcements here. So my time announcements, if they're not in DJ voices, are just going to simply be in the time announce folder here. So back to the script. We do a pick. This is always picking just one track. We have the attribute of random and unique. By the way, if you have a line selected here, these are there are shortcut keys for these. RUAH are actually RUAH keys. So I'm just typing RU there. Then we do an intro. That's an advanced feature, which chooses to match whether it be the artist title, or something like that. There are quite a few things it can match to produce the intro audio. And then it fills. Now, fill will choose as many tracks as are needed to get to the destination of 12 minutes to 15 minutes into the hour. These are destination times. They're not totals. In this case, it's sort of a total because we started at the top of the hour. But you give a range of it that it can kind of accomplish. And then for music, we have random, unique. So unique means basically that we're not going to choose the same track for the same program. And random is obvious. All separations are artist it's all the separations we are setting over here. And then the combo command, this chooses an outro. And then if there's a combo connector, we'll put that in the middle and then do an intro. So it combines those three files into one file and adds it to the queue. And that's what you're seeing with these tracks here, like this and this and this. These are actually from that. In this case, this actually worked properly. Actually, these are jingles here. These are the combos that I was talking about. So you can see I only have done intros for 80s. I didn't do outros. So these are going to start with my little jingle here and then the intro to the song. That is about it for that subject of using the script assistant.